What's going on, guys? Here with another knife overview. Have another OTF on the channel. Very excited. Let's do it. So we're back. We've got another OTF. A while back I did a review of the Ultratech, and now today we are doing an in-depth look at the Troodon, as I believe it is said. And this guy is pretty new for me. Standard black with a sort of stonewash / satin blade. On the flats it's kind of satin. With the Tanto single edge. Double action Microtech Troodon. Yes, so I really like this guy so far. Possibly better than my Ultratech. We will see. Time will tell. One of the main reasons I purchased this, one of the main reasons why I think this is really, really cool is that this is a really high quality, fast action OTF Microtech with a 3-inch blade. And a lot of places are either automatics are legal or they're not. Or like California here, it's got to be under 2 inches, which is pretty small. 3 inches is not that small. And I'm going to be moving to the East Coast pretty soon to Rhode Island, where the law is you can concealed carry any knife as long as the blade is under 3 inches long. This fits with that category. Automatics are included in that. So I'm going to be able to legally carry this guy, so I'm very excited about that. Main reason why I purchased this, because I really like these OTFs, and now here's one that's going to be fully legal for me because of that 3-inch blade. So, great on Microtech for doing that. Real quick before getting into the details, let's just do a size comparison with the Ultratech first. I'm going to actually do a full-length video of like a detailed comparison between these two and like a, which to buy kind of thing. So definitely stay tuned for that if you're interested in like the nuanced differences besides the obvious like the lengths, because I'm going to do that pretty soon here. So that'll be coming out quickly here. Main difference here, you can see the Troodon, obviously 3-inch blade compared to the Ultratech, I think is about a 3.5-inch blade. Between 3 1/4 and 3 1/2, I don't exactly remember. It looks to me to be about a 1/2 inch longer than the Troodon. So 3.5-inch blade. Some slight differences in the actual blade shape. Again, I will go over that more in depth in its own video. And you can also see the handles are quite different, where the Troodon actually tapers off near the thumb and forefinger, whereas the Ultratech retains the same thickness throughout. So definitely two very different knives. Even the Tanto tips you can see are different. There's just a size comparison. The Troodon has that, I believe it's about a 4.5-inch handle. And the Ultratech is obviously another inch longer than that. So don't want to do the comparison too much, so I have stuff to talk about in the next video. Additionally, comparing it to the Benchmade bug out. So similar handle length, although you can see the bug out actually has a longer blade. So the bug out is a 3 1/4-inch blade. So there you can just see the a better example of seeing the 3-inch blade versus the 3 1/4. So it is a relatively long handle compared to the blade, but then the blade comes out to be a little shorter. I think it's a very, very comfortable size. So I get a nice grip on this guy. Despite the smaller size, it does still fit really well in my hand. The clip is relatively comfortable. It kind of sits in between, the lip on the clip kind of sits in between my middle and ring finger. So that's really cool. The grip on here, make sure that it's not going to slip out. The button is a little bit smaller. So if you're not used to the OTFs, it can be a little bit tricky at first to actuate it, but it's still not bad once you get used to it, and it fires out just so nicely. A lot of authority behind that mechanism there. Let's see, what else do I really like about this so far? I looked high and low to find one of these in stock, and I was really hoping to get some kind of cool color, whether it be like red or blue or purple or something unique, but this was the only one I could find. But now something about this black and like stonewash really sits well with me. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's pretty like conservative, the color scheme. You know, I think the two-tone between the black and the blade and the hardware really serves it well. It's a nice aesthetic, and it's just simple. So I really appreciate that. And I already have the red on the Ultratech, so went with this guy. Not like I had a choice, but the Tanto was definitely something I really wanted. This was something I was going to probably get no matter what. And I, for one, particularly like this version because you can see the flat of the blade is satin, like very nice and polished, and then the grinds have a light stonewash. It's not as heavy of a stonewash as the Apocalyptic version, so you can still see it's considerably shinier, which I really like. You know, I like that it's something a little bit different. It looks really nice. It reflects the light, yet it still has a pretty good stonewash to it, so it should hide scratches pretty well. Factory edge came extremely sharp. This thing is actually a better cutter than I expected it to be. So I'm really happy to see that. Also really like the little hole cutouts in the little blood groove there. I think that's what it's called, or a fuller. Maybe it's better to say that, I'm not sure. Not intending to use this for any kind of harm. Let's call it a fuller then. But I think people do call it a blood groove. I think that's kind of what it's called. Anyway, aluminum handle. This clip is a nice deep carry clip. Got that carbide glass breaker on the other end. It's pretty lightweight. I believe 2.8 ounces. So 2.8 ounces for just about a 3-inch blade. It's pretty lightweight. The aluminum does keep it really nice and light. It's well balanced, I think. Well, it's a little bit handle heavy, which I guess you'd expect because there's more bulk to the handle, and the whole spring system is housed in there. And then the blade, I think, is only like maybe 10 thousandths blade stock, 9 or 10 thousandths. So it's a relatively thin blade stock, but since the grind isn't too high, it doesn't come to an extremely thin edge. But this one still cuts pretty well. I was impressed. I carried this for about a week in Wisconsin, and really performed well for me. So loving this guy so far. Definitely excited to be able to carry it more in Rhode Island, and looking forward to doing that comparison video between these two. I guess I can show quickly the closed comparison, just to build a little hype for that next video. Hopefully people will have interest in watching it, but don't want to say too much more now, so tune into that next video if you want to get some more details on the comparison between these two. But yeah, that's it for this one, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.